Hello, welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, you are going to see the constant interaction between attackers and defenders. So we are going to see how each side thinks and why understanding both perspectives is critical to building effective security. Now, why do we need to understand both sides? Cybersecurity works like a game strategy. So we can say cybersecurity is not one-sided, and attacks do not happen randomly. So defenders must understand how attackers think, and stronger defense always begin with understanding what an offense looks like. Now let's ask ourselves, who are attackers? Attackers are the source of intentional harm. That's why we call them attackers. They are people or groups trying to cause damage. They may be motivated by money, power, curiosity, or ideology. Attackers can be individuals or organized groups, and they use a variety of techniques and tools to launch or perform their activities. So what are the common attacker goals that we have? Attackers act with clear objectives in mind. The first one could be stealing money. Yeah, stealing money is a common motivation. The second one, stealing data, because that provides long-term value to them. And the next one is disrupting services. Yeah, disrupting services creates chaos or pressure, and some of them like that. In fact, some of them are motivated by the chaos and the pressure. Then the next one is gaining unauthorized access, and this opens more opportunities for them. Then the next one is causing reputational damage, and this will weaken the trust of the organization that they have attacked. Now, let us consider how attacker thinks. Attackers aim for efficiency and advantage. They look for the easiest targets first. They exploit weak points in systems or people. They reuse techniques that have worked before. And they focus on maximum return for minimal efforts. They look at where they need to contribute minimum efforts and get maximum results or maximum return. Now, what are the typical attacker questions? Before attackers start their operation, they start by asking some strategic questions. Let's consider a few of them. The first one is, what is valuable in this system I'm trying to attack? The second one is, what is exposed to the internet that I can attack? The third one is, what is misconfigured that I can attack? Or who can be tricked or manipulated to give me the access I want? Now, who are defenders? We've considered attackers. Who are defenders? Defenders are responsible for protection and resilience. They may be individuals, teams, or entire organizations. They are responsible for protecting assets. Their focus is on prevention and detection, and they must work within time, budget, and resource limits. Next one is common defender goals. Defenders focus on stability and trust. So they protect sensitive data because it is a priority. They keep systems available to ensure that those systems support operations. They detect suspicious activity to limit damage, and they respond quickly to reduce impact of attacks. How do defenders think? Defenders think in terms of priorities and preparation. They identify what matters most. They reduce vulnerabilities where possible. They monitor systems for threats, and they plan for incidents before they happen. Now, what are the typical defender questions? Defenders also guide their actions with some key questions. Let's consider a few of them. The first one is, what assets need protection? The second one, what threats are most likely to happen? The third one, where are we weak? The fourth one, how do we detect problems early? Now, let's consider the key differences in mindsets. Attackers and defenders face different challenges. So we can say attackers only need one weakness to gain access, and defenders must protect everything. Attackers choose when to strike, but defenders must always be ready to protect. Now, why is defense challenging? Defending systems is complex and demanding. That's the truth. Because modern systems are highly complex. Humans make a lot of mistakes too. Security resources are very limited or can be limited as well. And attack techniques evolve on a daily basis. They constantly evolve. Now, let's consider why understanding attackers help defenders. Knowing how attackers think improves defense. It allows better anticipation of attacks. It leads to stronger security design. It improves monitoring and detection. And it creates more realistic defenses. Now, let's consider a real-world example. This would be a simple example that shows the interaction between both sides, that is, an attacker and a defender. Now, let's imagine an attacker finds a weak password, then a defender enforces strong password policies. If an attacker sends a phishing email, then a defender trains users and monitors logins. Now, let's consider a summary of what we've learned in this lesson. This lesson highlights the human strategy behind cybersecurity. So far, we have seen that cybersecurity involves two opposing sides. Attackers and defenders think differently. Good defense requires awareness of attacker behavior, and security is never stopping. It is an ongoing process. Now, let's test ourselves. Here is the question. What best describes the difference between how attackers and defenders think in cybersecurity? Pause the video, read the options, pick an answer, and drop it in the comment section, then come back to play and see the answer. So what's the correct answer? The correct answer is D. Attackers look for a single weakness to exploit, while defenders must protect many assets and be prepared at all times. That's all for this lesson, and see you in the next one.